of the Summer Movie Draft 2025. So this week we'll be dealing with the movies that had opened on the weekend of June 27th, which would be Mithrigan 2.0 and F1, the movie. And as usual, the people involved in the draft, whenever their movies come out, join me in the weekend update and all that sort of thing. So joining me this week is Candace, who has possession of Mithrigan 2.0, and F1, the movie, goes to five-time running character Mitch.
Hey everyone.
So this is the end of Mitch's monthly run of having a movie coming out every single week in the month of June. So
Yeah.
it's just
Ironically, it's also the last time you'll hear me until August because I have not a single July movie coming out.
yeah, exactly. So to begin with, did anyone see anything this weekend?
Unfortunately, no. I was a bad moviegoer this week.
Does earlier today count as this weekend?
Uh, sure, you saw a
Technically,
movie. Yeah, technically you
yeah,
saw a movie,
But
technically,
right?
my long weekend just started today because
There you go.
I worked Saturday and Sunday. And
Oh, I see.
yeah, so
and
I
so
have to,
many people did a 4-day weekend too, so you can justify it anyway.
I know, I have just a
Exactly, yeah.
regular length weekend, which is like Monday and Tuesday. For other people, even people within my own workplace, they got a 4-day weekend and bully for
Oh,
them.
must be nice. That sounds like a fun job if you can get it. So what
Yeah.
did you see, Candace?
I saw M3gan 2.0 this morning, or well, I guess it was
Uh-huh.
afternoon by the time I got there, but
Right,
yes,
right.
yeah, I was like, hey, it's my day off. Is there a midday show? There is.
There you
So,
go. There you go. And
and
what
it
did we
was
think?
just me all by myself because it was
Oh
also
shit.
a Monday
Nice.
at
Yeah,
12:50.
that's true
So, of
too. That's true
course,
too. Yeah, yeah,
there
yeah, yeah.
were a ton of kids out to see Elio though, so few bucks in Mitchell's pocket there.
Hey, it needs all the money it can. It's
Yeah, no,
not,
no. I mean, Elio is doing surprisingly well for, I mean, it's got some tough competition, but
yeah.
that being said, it's still doing actually pretty good.
But
Yeah.
if you listen to the internet, it's bombing. It's
Yeah.
gonna make Pixar just obsolete now. Disney's now gonna have to foreclose. Like
I know.
it's
It's
such
annoying that like anything under $1 billion is like a
yeah.
failure.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah. Megan
So,
2.0,
yep, yep.
loved it. It delivered exactly what that movie should deliver. And if you are a fan of the first Megan movie, then you're going to be a fan of the second movie.
Yeah.
If you went to the first Megan movie and you're like, what is this TikTok mess of a trendy whatever, then don't go
Yeah.
see 2.0.
Yeah, they basically worked all the really interesting and fun parts of the first movie and just ramped them up for the second movie.
Yeah.
It was my example is when I did my little review about it. It's the perfect example between Terminator and Terminator 2.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
They just
Change genres.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was quite yeah.
I was I mean, I laughed a lot during the movie, alone in
Hmm.
the theater by myself. I don't
That would
need
have
the
been
rest of the
amazing.
audience there to be laughing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
for sure.
laughing,
Yeah.
but I was in tears during Megan and Gemma's, heartfelt moment. Spoiler free for those of you who
Yeah,
went in like
exactly.
I
That was
did, going, "Ooh, are they gonna do a thing?"
Just
yeah.
some
They did
Bride
a
of
thing.
Chucky kind of route, or
I wouldn't
I'm
say
kidding.
No.
that
I'm
campy,
kidding.
but they did quite bring in the camp for this movie, which
Oh
was
yeah.
very, very welcome and all that
I
sort of thing.
mean,
So yeah.
the first movie was all camp too. Like I
Oh, for
described
sure,
it
for sure.
as if you saw the trailer and thought it looked stupid, you do not want this movie. If you saw the trailer and thought that is absolutely hilarious, all it does is deliver more of the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the movie was exactly what the trailer for the first Megan, it was
Hmm.
exactly what the trailer promised, was exactly what the movie delivered.
Yeah.
So it's rare that you can actually like really judge a movie by a trailer, but the first Megan
That's a good point. That is
definitely,
a good point. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And the for 2.0, I think the trailer is unfortunately a little too much.
Yeah, I don't actually like the trailer of the movie, and
Yeah,
I went in going, "Ugh, I don't know, this might actually not be
yeah,
great." And
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, no,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
okay. The trailer
yeah,
was
yeah,
terrible. The movie was exactly what you
yeah.
want. If you
I,
want what I want.
yeah. Surprisingly, it didn't feel like a 2 hour movie, which is good.
I know. I can't
Yeah,
believe it was 2 hours long. It did not feel that long.
no, which is a good sign. The same thing goes for F1 the movie, because that's what they're calling it on all the lists now. Not just F1, F1 the movie. Um, it's a 2.5 hour movie that obviously doesn't feel like a 2.5 hour movie, but it's a fun racing movie. It's a great. Dad's gonna love it because of the racing. Mom's gonna love it because of the Brad Pitt. So it was entertaining. It has the vibe of a Top Gun Maverick sort of feel to it. It's like a spiritual sequel to like a Days of Thunder or something like that, right? But I mean, it's a fun movie. Glad I went to see it. I saw it in a pretty full theater, and everyone seemed to enjoy it and all that sort of thing. And it was it was an entertaining movie. But yeah, Matrigan 2.0 was a fun movie to watch. I mean, I regretted not being able to get to see the first movie in the theaters. I only saw it on, I think, streaming is where I first saw it, and I'm like, oh, I would have loved to see this in a full theater and all that sort of thing. So thankfully, and there was well, obviously you were just by yourself, but there was an actual young audience going to
Yeah.
see 2.0. But there was like a mother and her two kids, and the youngest was probably maybe 7,
Yeah.
which means 3 years ago that kid would have been 4 when the first movie came out. So I don't know why, what was going on, but anyways,
These movies were made for the TikTok generation, and
that
I
that is
love
true.
them
That
for
is
it.
true. Yeah, yeah. Um, there's a lot more feeling of everything being a set, though. Like you can definitely see that this like was it's a lot of interiors. There's a
Yeah.
lot of interiors in this movie. But yeah. So okay. That being said, let's get into the actual show. So the thing is, we deal with the weekend box office, and like we said, we have both F1 the movie and Mathregan 2.0 coming out this weekend as the new movies, and we just do the domestic totals to see who actually won this particular weekend. So again, these are domestic. So North American box office, we'll deal with the worldwide in a minute or two. So without any doubt, the domestic total for the movies for F1 was $55.6 million, making it number one. Now, followed closely by that, well, I guess not closely, but in second place closely, is How to Train Your Dragon with 19.4. In third place, Elio got 10.7. Then Mathregan 2.0 comes in at 10.2. We then have 28 years later at $9.7 million, followed up by Lilo and Stitch at 6.9, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning 4.2, The Materialist 3.0, and then we rounded off with the From the World of John Wick Ballerina at 2.0, with the top 10 finishing off with Karate Kid Legends with $1 million. So big spectacular movies for the top couple, but everything below it is sort of like trickling off and all that sort of thing. But again, when you have a movie that comes out that basically trumps its nearest competitor, also, as Mitch had noted in our little conversation that we have online, that Mitch has the top 3 movies of this weekend on his list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
which is
And how
actually kind of a cool thing to actually see. Until he pointed out, it hadn't even occurred to me. They're like, oh yeah, wait, Mitch did get all those movies. Yeah.
and How to Train is approaching $500 million soon,
Yep. It is
international
totally, yeah.
worldwide.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
quite happy with my choice.
I mean, we had expected like
Yeah,
Lilo and Stitch again coming so close to hitting the $1 billion mark right now, but
yeah,
we knew that How to Train Your Dragons would be its next
for sure.
closest in that category and all that sort of thing. But box office wise, we're still doing good.
We just gotta wait for Bad Guys too.
Bad Guys too. Yeah, we're all holding out for Bad Guys too.
Yeah. Yeah. I still think I'm not going to get into the theater for Bad Guys 2. Sorry.
Aw.
Do you know what though? I did see the trailer for Nobody 2 and actually was like, I
Yes.
think I might want to see that actually. I was shocked.
I was too. I saw it with Mitsurigan with
Yep.
Mitsurigan 2.0. That's where I saw the No for the first time on the on. Actually, was the first time I think I saw it. I love the friggin' Holiday Road,
I
like
know. Yeah, they're doing
playing
the
through it, and I'm
National
like, oh
Lampoon's
my God, you
Vacation.
so got me hooked now. And it's all like, yeah, no, this and like, oh, okay, it's sort of a little like the first one, but different enough. So I think like, all right, good guys, good choice for the second story and all that. All right, so when it comes down to it, we basically the game is all the full numbers. So we are keeping track of the movies that are within our game, which are movies that came out at the beginning of May that are going to the end of September, which are part of the draft. Everyone again went through the game, chose all their movies and all that sort of thing. So we're just going to deal with those. Now we are going to a list of worldwide box office, and these are a list of the top 200 that I have available to us, where the movies that have been released at the beginning of the year going through it. Now, out of the top 200, our number, our top movie in that list that is part of our draft is obviously Lilo and Stitch, previously mentioned, is currently sitting at number three with $945.9 million dollars. So, and again, something that Candace had mentioned early in the game that this movie's probably going to stay in the theaters till September, and there's no doubt of that. The way it's still going.
Yeah, like it's
Number
already in spitting distance of beating a Minecraft movie, which has been
Yeah,
out for like months.
exactly, yeah, yeah. So our in fourth place, we got Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, which is currently at $561.9 million. In fifth place, How to Train Your Dragon with 454.4 million. Then we jump down to seventh with Thunderbolts Asterix with $381.6 million. In ninth is Final Destination Bloodlines with 283.2 million. In 12th place is F1 the movie, entering the list strong at number 12 with $144 million. Followed by in 15th place with From the World of John Wick Ballerina with $105.1 million. 16th place has 28 years later at $103 million. 17th place is Karate Kid Legends with $102.1 million. In 22nd place is Elio with $72.3 million. In 32nd place is Materialists, it's plural, with $40.1 million. In 35th place is The Phoenician Scheme with $34.7 million. 47th place has Bring Her Back with 22.6. Entering the top 200 at 54th place is Mathrigan 2.0 with $17.1 million. 80th place has Clown in a Cornfield with $10.4 million. 94th place is Hurry Up Tomorrow with 7.6. We have Shadow Force at 123rd place with $5.2 million.
Man, they
100.
probably cost way more than that to make that movie.
Oh yeah, no, probably, yeah. We got 143rd place with Dangerous Animals at $4.1 million. And Candace, did you happen to listen in on last week's episode?
Uh,
I had okay. Here's I'll just paraphrase right now. I made a mistake with Fight or Flight when I had
oh
mentioned
yes,
that it
yes,
wasn't
yes.
making
They've
any money. You did hear that then?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So Fight or Flight is still making money, not much, but it still is at 147th place with $4 million. And now we drop right off the list with our last two movies. Past the 200 point is The Surfer with $2.3 million. And surprisingly, still making a little bit of money is The Ritual with $1.8 million.
Like on that one screen that is playing in
Yeah, exactly.
internationally or something.
Look, the numbers are different from the previous week. So I'm like, well, it's still making
Yeah.
money. So I guess it stays on the list, which again is my mistake for Fight or Flight. So it's still running total and all
Well,
that.
I mean, this is the thing. I don't know how it is in other places, but in Canada, at least in Ontario, Cineplex, well, most of the majors have like these movies on lockdown, and so second run theaters can't play them until like they're not playing on any of their own first run anymore. So, you know,
Yeah,
maybe there was a couple of weeks where they were still playing it and nobody was showing anything, and then now it's like, okay, now the second runs can actually you know,
that makes sense. That makes a little
get
bit
it
of
on
sense. I mean,
screen.
it sucks, but it makes sense. I mean, yeah, yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say I did get to see the Materialists too, because I
Oh,
wasn't on last
and
week, but I saw it. Oh my
oh, right.
God, I loved it. I loved it. But much like M3gan, it's kind of divisive because I think if you're going for the Chris Evans, Pedro, like, ooh, it's gonna be like, you know, the silly dumb woman has to choose between two hot guys. That is not what it is. While they were definitely a draw, I went for the Celine Song of it all, who is the writer and director. And so people are very much like, if they go in not knowing who Celine Song is, they come out going, "What the hell was that?" But if you go in with the right expectations, and not even the right expectations, but if you go in knowing that this is a like auteur sort of movie and
Okay.
not a How to Lose Your Guy in 10
Yeah, yeah,
days.
yeah, exactly. No, it's I mean, I think the actual cast is a little too old for that sort of storyline to begin with. I mean, it seems like a much more mature you would get a more mature storyline out of these actors than you would like yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't
I
know. They still put, yeah, young women and older men in, yeah.
yeah, but still
Big
I'm
big
still
budget
I'm
rom-coms are kind of a weird
yeah.
beast.
I'm still captivated by just the promotional stuff that's going on. The three of them doing the promotional tour at the different places is just oh my God, it's so like if it's either Chris and Dakota or Pedro and Dakota or the three of them together and all that sort of thing. It's just the dynamic between these actors is just so fantastic. I'm hoping that that sort of comes across in the actual movie. Does it?
No.
No. Oh, even better then. Even better.
I
That's
mean, they're
amazing.
not yeah. Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans' character barely have any interaction at all.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. And his character is very not his real life persona.
Which one? Both of them?
Pedro Pascal. Like
Pedro?
he's
Okay.
a
All right.
very like not that obviously he's I'm sure a very he has a good self-image, but in the movie he's a very like suave, debonair,
Okay.
like
All right
everything
then.
in
All right.
place kind of guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will
All right.
say I've had the opposite effect where I've been seeing mainly interviews with Song where she's been doing
Hmm.
chats and talking about her messaging, and every time I watch, I'm like, okay, you sold me on this. I need to see
Oh,
it now
yeah.
because
Like
she
you watch
just
that Letterboxd interview?
I did not
Oh, you
I did
should.
not. I watched the CBC once.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm totally getting the wrong sort of feeds and all that sort of thing because I have not seen any of those. I might have to look that up after. All
Yeah.
right, so
Yeah,
on our
she'll
list,
talk about
yeah.
how Phantom Threads deeply impacted this movie. And if any, like, I didn't even watch Phantom
Oh,
Threads. That
okay.
looked deathly boring. She's
Oh.
like, it's the most romantic movie of all time. I'm like, I can't see Daniel Day-Lewis kissing a woman and ever think that that's romantic.
Oh, I remember when this came out. Yes. Phantom Thread, I mean. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah. All right, one of the other things we're actually looking at with this big giant list of movies and all that are just a couple of interesting titles. Candace had pointed out earlier that the number two movie since its early April release is a Minecraft movie. And while I believe it is no longer in theaters earning money, it has currently hit the number two position with $954.4 million dollars. So it's like just shy of a billion, which is still a remarkable number for any movie to hit. And the other one is like the crowd favorite here is Sinners. How that tiny little movie that is still making money. It is still in the top. I think it's in 15th place this week. Um, and
Eighth
it's
overall.
eighth. Yeah, eighth overall.
Yeah.
It's one step below Thunderbolts with $364.5 million, which is a fantastic thing. And I think I mean, I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but I think everyone involved in this game is cheering this movie on because I think everyone is an advocate for sinners.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Well,
Yeah.
I know I
Yeah,
have. I've seen it at least a couple times in theaters, and
yeah.
it's one of my favorites this year so far.
Yeah, and it's
Hmm.
one of those movies that's really like this does so much more than the stupid AMC Nicole Kidman commercial saying you have to go to the movies for the experience. People are still going to the theater to see
Yeah,
this because of the actual sort of media that like the medium it was filmed on is actually literally better on the big screen. So even though you can watch it at home, people are still going to the theaters to see it because it's actually using what theater is for.
exactly. That's beautifully put, Candice. That's beautifully put.
Mm.
Now, of course, the other one that well, you were going to say something there, Mr. Mitch.
I might be mistaken here. Please correct me, but I think when there was talks with a DVD or Blu-ray release of actually including the IMAX footage of what as well, and while not being cinema, it's still highlighting the importance of it and how it was such a significant draw and focus on the production. That was it.
Okay.
That was it.
And if you're curious and all that sort of thing, the number one movie is a fascinating sort of situation. The movie finally, after how many weeks we've been doing this, January 25th was the original release of this movie in China, and that is Ning Za 2, which is an animated feature. And to date, it is made, and I'm going to read this whole number out because it's a fantastic number. 1,989,639,136 dollars. So that is a fantastic number to come from an animated feature out of China. It wasn't released domestically until like February 14th. So which is a fantastic thing that I did not realize it was released. I believe what I was looking up was Canada because obviously I'm in Canada, so my results are going to say, "Hey, Canada was released there." Apparently, they are working to get for both. It said the U.S. Pretty sure it's going to say North America, but also Australia is a English dubbed version of it that's going to be re-released into theaters. I don't have an actual date for that, but the fact that the movie is still out there worldwide making almost $2 billion, we could probably be seeing it sooner than later and all that sort of thing. But so that brings us to the reason for doing this to see who's winning the box office totals. And again, everyone has their certain amount of movies that they have in this game. Some of us more than others. But so again, we're working off the world box office. So that's going to bring us up to our contestants. So in sixth place, who is still in sixth place, is Dan with only two movies, though, to his credit. He's at $106.2 million. Fifth place from last week, still fifth place this week, is Candace, who has five movies on her list, and she's at $346.4 million. I myself am in fourth place again, fourth place from last week. I have a big whopping six movies on my list, with a total of a current total of $456.9 million. Now, here's where we have a little bit of switching of positions. Ahmed from number two goes to number three with $665 million, but only two movies. And Mitch jumps up to second place with his five movies, making a total of $783.5 million. And then, of course, as everyone knows, Natasha with her
In the
one movie
lead by
so
a
far.
mile.
Yeah, exactly, by quite a bit with her. She has Lilo and Stitch, people. So she is at $945.9 million. So that being said, congratulations, Mitch, for moving up. But unfortunately, thing next week is Jurassic World, and well, that's Ahmed's movie. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be yeah. And then the
I
week
got a
after
bunch of other
that,
movies coming out. I'll catch back
oh
up.
yeah, no, I know, yeah. We all have a bunch of other movies except for me and Candace, who only have two movies each left. And I have a July release and I have a September release, so that's all I got. So
I think
yeah,
I've got
yeah.
a few more than that because I've got Gabby's Dollhouse, Freakier Friday.
Oh, you ended up Freakier Friday? I apologize. I saw
Yeah.
the trailer. I saw the full trailer for Freakier Friday, and I'm like, okay, look, I was charmed by the first movie. I kind of enjoyed it and all that sort of. They caught me off guard, sort of thing, and it looks like more of the same in this one. So I think I'm gonna be enjoying some friggin' more. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is the reason to go see that movie. I mean, like you can't
It's
not
okay.
say that.
Boys are allowed to like chick flicks.
Oh, dude, I totally love chick
Yeah.
flicks. Chick flicks
Like,
are sometimes like more entertaining than anything. Yeah.
Didn't we talk about the materials like the second most of this podcast?
yes.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
For sure. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
not
Exactly.
necessarily chick flick, but still
Yeah.
Yeah.
romantic or
All right. Yeah.
commentary.
Yeah. And then there's, M3 again, which is basically made for the girls and the gays. And you guys are allowed
Yeah.
to
I
like
guess
it
it. I
too.
guess it is. Yeah. I guess it is. Yeah. 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 That is the thing with Mathregan. It is a very female heavy cast, which I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, when your main three characters are female to begin with, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I will say they did have to give the one token dude more to do this movie than the first movie. I totally called. I was like, whoa, they're really giving that
Yeah,
cold
they
guy a
really
lot to
bumped up
do.
his role. They really bumped up his role a lot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I gotta admit that
Tokenism.
that scene when he's sleeping on the chair. Oh my God, I was just giggling to myself when he was just and
I was giggling
Mr.
aloud
Egan is
alone in
like,
the
oh my God,
theater.
that was yeah, yeah. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this particular episode. Again, thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Candice. You guys got anything else to say about the game so far?
I'll see you guys in August. Oh no, yeah, I'll see you guys in August, I think.
Yeah, me too. Me too. See you for Freakier Friday. I think I'm outie for the month.
All
I
right,
will,
all right.
however, be seeing a Pedro movie that didn't make it to our list soon because Eddington is coming out, and I'm very excited.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, so again, we got Jurassic World Rebirth coming out, so I'm definitely going to be going to see that in the theater. It's just
Those
a
are the
running
kind of
thing for me.
movies you should see in the theater. That kind of like the
Exactly,
sound design and especially the
exactly.
sound design. Like you just
I
can't
don't
get
have
that
the
at
giant,
home.
yeah, I don't have the giant screen. I don't have the huge sound system and all that sort of thing. Plus, it's also more of a crowd sort of thing. It's the experience of being in a crowd.
Yeah,
All
everyone wants to
right.
root for the dinosaurs to kill
Exactly.
them
Of course.
kids.
That's why you go. That's why you go. Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right. So that being said, once again, thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Candice. Thank you, audience, for coming along with the game. Like I said, do yourself a favor, go out and see the movies. That's the only way the people who make the movies are going to know that people are going to go see the movies is by seeing how much money they're making. So go see movies. It's the best way to get the movies that we're currently seeing right now come out to big screens instead of your little screen at home. All right. So that being said, until next time, see you at the box office.
This has been Summer Movie Draft 2025, a Planet Geek production. Please be sure to download, subscribe, share, comment, and review. It most definitely helps us out. You can check out our other pop culture programming by searching Planet Geek Productions on your podcatcher of choice. You can follow Planet Geek Productions on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, or Letterboxd. Search for Planet Geek Productions. On X, former Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky, search for Planet Geek Pod. Or reach out to us via email at planetgeekpod@gmail.com. So until next time, thanks for tuning in.